fate, never been fraud. Been great, still a little flawed. Always need sign when they call. Order up a drink while I'm sitting at the bar. Like, I need a strong tail, Nico make two. Honey Jack with a little bit of juice. CYA throwing up the dose. I'm all in. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T. How everybody doing tonight? And welcome to Drinks and Deliberation. I have me my homemade margarita today. And this one is good. And for Drinks and Deliberation today, we are talking... Oh, wait a minute. Give me one more second. All right. It's my first drink of the day. Today we are discussing pretty privileges. And I know y'all already know what pretty privileges is about, right? So let's just go ahead. Sometimes, I don't know, it may get messy, it may not. It all depends on those who get their feelings hurt or those who just feel that there's just some injustice. But basically, I'm pretty sure there are some people in here, either you're on one side of the spectrum or the other, where some of y'all didn't get the job, some of y'all didn't get the free drinks, and you didn't get chosen, okay, for whatever reason or whatever. But it was because either you were not the pretty one, or maybe you didn't get those things because you were not the pretty one and you did get them because you were. That's what I meant to say, the other way. So let's talk about this pretty privilege, okay? Just some background on it. Just want to say thank you for being here this evening. Timmy is in North Carolina. He had a death in the extended family, so that's why I'm still here and he's gone. He's just going to do a quick turnaround. But thank you all for being here. He may stop in the comments, but he is not physically here. So let's talk about this pretty privilege. So pretty privilege to me means that you receive special privileges. Life makes life a little easier for you because you look pretty or you're handsome, you know, or you look good, you're attractive, whichever way it is. But either way, your looks get you things, get you places, get you indoors. People don't get mad at you as much, right? People know that something may be wrong, but they're like, and they just, you know, red flags turn into maybe yellow flags instead of red flags for you because you're easy on the eyes. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about that. But first, let's say welcome to everybody. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Oh, this is crazy. All right. For those of you who are on TT Connect, I'm going to have to reconnect over there. Here is fine at Event Yours, but just wanted to let you know I'm just they just said that there was an error, so please excuse me. Let me get this done. But in the meantime, I want y'all to be thinking about pretty privilege and what that definition means to you, and go ahead and put in the chat. But let me go ahead and say hello to everyone in the chat. I think we should be okay now. So sorry for those of you who were on TNT. If you got cut off, I apologize. Has nothing to do with me. It was YouTube, StreamYard, somebody was like, I had to reconnect to that side. So we're live over there now. But let's go ahead and say good evening to everybody. And we won't be here long tonight because I'm going to be enjoying my Mother's Day weekend, even though it's tomorrow. But I celebrate Mother's Day Mother's Day holiday like some of you all celebrate your birthday. Some of y'all celebrate all damn year. Some of y'all celebrate every month. Some of y'all celebrate the whole month, the whole week. My birthday, I just celebrate my one day. But for Mother's Day, it's the whole weekend. So my Mother's Day has begun. Okay, so let me go ahead and say hello. We got the Nichols in the house. What's going on, Kizzy and Des? They said they're basically in the background. They will be listening, but unable to comment. What's going on, Daryl? How you doing this evening? Thank you for being here. We got Yolo in the house. Yolo is checking in from Seattle. All right, the nest. Look, if you at the nest at Seattle, I know you having a few sippy sips. So I'm gonna need you to put in the comments what you're sipping on. As a matter of fact, everybody put in the comments, what are you sipping on while we are discussing this topic? I need to know. I don't care if it's water, orange juice, whatever. What you sipping on tonight? What's going on? To Irie J and J, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. We got Jerry Allen. What's going on, Jerry Allen? Thank you so much for being here as well. Let me see. Oh, that's why it kicked me out, because hubby went in there, so it kicked me out, and then I had to go back in. Hey, honey, how you doing? Pretty Timmy's in the building. He's on the TNT Connect side in the comments. Thank you for your support, honey. We got Dark Theme in the house. What's going on, Nathan? How's it going? Thank you so much for being here. How's it going with you? What you sipping on? What's going on, Renee? Cruz Bolero? How's it going? What are you sipping on this evening? Everybody saying hello to everybody, saying hello to Pretty Timmy, everyone in the chat. Nathan said, of course, a lot of your perceived value is based on appearance. That, it's unfortunate, but it is. It could be its appearance, but it's a little different when you just talk about being pretty, meaning attractive, is different from your appearance, meaning, because your appearance can be anything. Your appearance can be your skin type. Your appearance can be whether you fat, skinny. And we gonna get into all of that because, like I said, I want everybody to be thinking about what is your definition of pretty privilege? What's your definition of pretty or attractive? Because that's where all of this comes in. It all comes into what you all think that is. All right, let's see here. Let's see. We got TJ Destinations in the house. What's going on, TJ? How's it going? Thank you so much for being here. We got Jerry Fisher in the house. Hey, hi, Jerry. How's it going? What are you sipping on? What is everybody sipping on? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Timmy saying happy Mother's Day to all the queens in the chat. Happy Mother's Day to everyone in the chat who is a mom. What's going on, Barbara Peanuts? How you going? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. What you sipping on? I know you're sipping on something or about to or just finished. It's one of the three. And we got the new graduate in the house. What's going on, Halea? T for Infinity is Halea. What are you sipping on up there, Smoot? What are you sipping up there? Oh, TJ is checking in from Ensenada. You stay gone, TJ. TJ, you stay gone. I tell you, it's okay. Don't worry, we'll be there. We'll be retired soon, and we can just roll like you roll. Trust me, that's what we're gonna be doing. Definitely. All right. Jerry Allen said root beer. Let's see. Who else is sipping on something? Daryl says sipping on El Tesoro Resposado. Okay, so me and you sipping on some tequila. I'm sipping on some Lalo tequila. Actually, I finished the bottle. I need my tequila replenished. I really do. I need some tequilas. I have to replenish my tequilas. I had a bunch of tequilas in the beginning, tequilas and wines. And then I started adding the bourbons and the everything. And now my tequilas are depleting and it's time for me to, but it's okay. I'll be in Mexico this summer. I'll be bringing some back. Let me say, TJ, I just watch you eating tacos. He's eating tacos, yes. He stayed eating, drinking, and traveling. One of the three he's doing. Dark Demon saying happy Mother's Day to everyone. Daryl, TJ, Daryl in the chat says sorry for your loss. Is one of his childhood friends, also known as brothers. He died last week, so everybody went home to see him get his wings. All right, Renee said, I'm sipping some Sprite Zero. Okay. Hilaria says, I'm about to go eat my beignets with some sweet tea. Okay, you got a meal and you sipping on some tea. Okay. TJ said, not sipping on anything, just eating this. Carnival ice cream. Okay, I thought you was about to say Carvel ice cream. Oh my gosh, I love Carvel ice cream. I was raised on Carvel ice cream. I'd rather eat Carvel ice cream instead of Baskin Robbins. Let me see. CB, that taco, Cruz Valero, that taco place that I went to this morning was good. Let me see. Barbara Pina says she's sipping on Modelo Negra. Okay, she's sipping on some beer. Oh, and Uncle Nearest, are they mixed together or are they like a chaser? What you doing? What you doing with that? You know, I had an aunt that used to do that, but she was crazy. I hope it don't make you crazy, Barbara. What's going on, Keisha? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being here. You're traveling right now. Can't type. No worries, no worries. Thank you for being here. Your Bewitched said, Bassa make America straight again. Oh Lord. Is that what that means? Okay. Let me see. Keep America. Oh, okay. That's what you meant. Okay. Understand. Hey, to each their own. Let me see. What's up, T? Loving the shirt. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rod. Drinks and Deliberation. They come in black and blue. I need to put my merch link back out there. Let me see. Everybody's saying hello to Keisha. Barbara Peanuts is laughing. Everybody's saying hello to Rod. All right, let's see. All right, so we got down to the bottom of the comments so far. So let's go on and jump into this conversation. So let's go ahead and jump into this conversation. So get my banner back up. So Pretty Privilege in the chat, tell me what is pretty privilege to you? And like I said, basically pretty privilege is where life just makes it easier for you because you're easier on the eyes to whoever's looking. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So it's just a matter of what you think. So let's see what your definition is. Go ahead and put in the chat. And so while you're putting that in the chat, let me tell you this. So pretty privilege isn't just, you know, oh, you cute. You know what I mean? It's when, you know, life's a little easier for you. People like what they see. You get more, you know, you get more patience from people. You get more opportunities from people. You get more forgiveness. You get more than you actually earned, in a nutshell, basically. You know, and let's be honest. Okay, some people don't have customer service skills. Some people just have cheekbones. I'm just being real. Like you got the boobs, you got the cheekbones, you got the eyes, you got the hair, you got the body, you got whatever it is that makes someone attracted to you. You didn't earn anything. It's just who you are, what you look like. So, what is your definition of pretty? So let's go in the chat and see if anybody typed in anything. Let me see. Okay, so we got one. It says, if one gets treated better or receives special treatment based on your attractiveness. Yep, pretty much. But has anyone ever benefited from pretty privilege? I'm curious to know that in the chat. Anybody, you know, benefited from pretty privilege? And if so, what was it for? What was your pretty privilege for? I can tell you that my pretty privilege was basically, you know, You know, if I was cute, if I wanted to maybe get okay, well, I'm gonna tell you long time ago or so, not so much today, but a while ago. Basically when I used to cut school, high school, the security guard's not supposed to let you out the school. Yeah, we had security guards. And most people, they was like, no, turn back around, you can't leave. Me and my pretty friends, at the time I was pretty, I don't know, you get little bags and little wrinkles now. But back then it was okay, we'll let you out, just make sure you back at this time and I'll let you back in here because once I get off this shift, y'all can't get back in school. That sort of thing. So that's an example of my pretty privilege. Um, what are some of you all's pretty privileges? Let's see here. Okay, full of life now. What's going on, Tony? Mindy, how you doing? Is this Tony or Mindy in the house tonight? I had this problem all my life. I need to know which one of y'all it is, but whatever it is, if you said you had it all your life, then what do you mean it was a problem? What was the problem? Was it a problem, meaning you got privileges, or a problem because you didn't get the privilege? What was your thing? Were you on the pretty side or not? Let me know that. Ross said, T, I would say that I think pretty privilege is, but I'm going to listen to the chat. What you need to listen to the chat for, Ross? Just go on ahead and put it in there. What you need to listen to the chat for? Cruz Bolero says, she's saying, hey to Keisha. I have brains, not beauty. This is Jerry Allen. I have brains, not beauty. Okay, so let me ask you this. Have you ever witnessed someone getting pretty privilege? And in that circumstance, were you on the opposite end of it, or did you just witness it and you knew that that person didn't actually deserve that? Let me see. My lit one up. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's a MJ lit one up. Okay, how you doing? Thank you for being here. It's a new name. I'm not familiar. Haven't seen you in the live. Thank you so much for being here. Um, Beautiful women can get away with anything, and dudes will stick around. It doesn't matter what goes on in the heart to most men. Okay, so do you not think that it's not the same vice versa? Because there are some handsome men, and there are some women that will put up with some stuff too, because the man is easy on the eyes. You know, it that's true. I've seen it all the time. Same to me. Well, I'm not gonna jump ahead. We're gonna get to the next section in a minute. Okay, this is Tony. Okay, well, Tony, what kind of problems did you have, Tony? You said you had this problem all your life. Was your problem that you were pretty, or you was on the other side and you was getting shunned down because you weren't the pretty one? Which one was it? You know, we can all be honest in here. Let me see. Helena said there was a food truck back on my campus that would constantly give me my food for free. But the times that I did pay for my food, I always got a free strawberry lemonade. Hey, that there's nothing wrong with getting free food. And let me tell you, and I'm a tourist. I love food. Food, anything that's comforting, food, drink, sleep, a pleasant atmosphere, shopping, nice clothes. That's comfort. Anything comfort, I'm all for it. So if I can get me some free food because you think I'm cute, by all means, give it on. Let me have 2 of those, please. Whatever it is, I have no problem using pretty privilege to get the things that I want. Anything that I need, I prefer to work for it. I don't like being given anything that I need, because if I need it, that means if I don't have it, something's going to happen. And I don't want someone else to get a wild hair up their butt, as my husband says, and decide that they want to take it from you because they gave it to you and you didn't deserve it or earn it. So that's just me. I don't mind using pretty privilege for wants, but not for my needs. That's just my thoughts. Folks saying hello to Tony. Let me see. Cruz Bolero said, I never got any privilege. You sure? You sure, Cruz Bolero? How you know you never got any privilege? I find that hard to believe. Or were you one of those people who glue? Well, they call it the glow up, like how you glow up later in life. Because I see you and I see pretty, so I'm just curious to know why you never got any pretty privilege. But you know what? Sometimes we may get pretty privilege, and you not know that you got pretty privilege. You just think you just got it, but sometimes it just that just may be what it is. Let's see. We got Reaper in the house. What's going on, Reaper? How's it going? How's it going? Thank you so much for stopping in and being here. Thank you, thank you. We talking about pretty privilege tonight. MJ said, thank you for having me. Of course, of course. See, Reaper said pretty privilege only works for ladies. Men don't get this privilege at the workplace. Okay, so not just the workplace, but what about other places? Because what about relationships? I think that if pretty privilege occurs for men, I think it occurs for men in relationships. I think that when you get somebody, a man who is very easy on the eyes, a woman might be more willing to be like, I'll forgive him. All he got to do is come back around and be like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. Flex his muscles and smile and cheese with his nice white teeth or whatever the case is. And don't add on and let him have money in addition to the looks. I think that women put up with it there. But you're right. In the workplace, unless they're boss like men, that's all I got to say. But I no, that's not true, because even in the workplace, if somebody is working somewhere, if somebody is easy on the eyes, then people want them around, right? So I can tell you this. So I remember, and I laugh, and the reason why I laugh is because we did the hiring for one of the staff members, and he was a facilities guy, just one of the regular mechanic guys. And very built, very, very, very dark, nice muscular, like the Rock type size, like that body, face, everything. But he stuttered. Now, us who hired him knew he stuttered, right? But it was fine. He had all the skills, and we hired him because he did have the skills. But you had the ladies around the building. He would get the most work orders. They would request him. Oh, the air in my office is not working. I need him to come, blah, blah, blah. And I remember the facilities director, he said, I have all these employees, and a work order is a work order, but I have a problem when they are requesting a specific mechanic. Do you know if the feedback from them is that he's just doing a better job? Is it that the other ones just aren't working better? And I just had to be honest. I said, I don't think it has nothing to do with, yes, he does good work, but so does the other ones. But I just think people just want him they want him in their office so they can watch him work. That's just what I think. So I think in the workplace, depending on what the situation is, I think that men benefit. But yes, you're right. Usually the women will benefit. They'll get hired. They're more likable. People will laugh. If they mess up something, they're like, oh, it's okay. That was just a one-time mistake or whatever. And so, they sort of get a pass for a lot of things. So I halfway agree with you, Reaper, but I do think that this depends on what the role is for men, and where they get those benefits from. Let me see. Tony says being fine. Okay, then Tony. Tony said, I don't know the hell you talk about, Tanya. I was fine. Tony said he was fine. Sex, devastating, athletic body. Okay. Tony said, let me just go ahead and put it all out there. Let me just put it all out there. Let me tell you what this means to me, right? So let me finish reading this. Hold on. Being fine, sex, I'm assuming sexy, devastating, athletic body. Yeah. It's just hard for women to resist all of this. But I understand. If I was a woman, I would hook me up too. Where is your wife? Mindy, get Tony. I'm gonna ask your wife, does she believe in all of this? This what I'm gonna ask her when I next time I speak to her. You tell her to get on this doggone chat. So I can go ahead and ask her about all of this. Okay, let's see. Jerry Allen says, yes, I worked with a pretty girl, but fortunately for me, we had a job that required knowledge, but she flirted a lot with patients, married and singles. She didn't, I'm pretty sure it'll probably be a little more. She didn't care. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, patient care is important. You need the knowledge. I don't care how pretty you are. Now, did the patients like mind if she messed up something? Maybe they got a blood pressure wrong and they got the wrong labs drawn or something. Like, I need you to give me some context, Jerry, because this sound like that was a hazard. She said with the patients. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, thank you so much to Irie J and J. Yes, my birthday is this month. I'm amongst the Taurus and I'm amongst the Taurus squad this month, not the Gemini squad. I'm not claiming the Gemini. I'm part of the Taurus squad. This month. Happy birthday to all of the May birthdays this month. I'm putting my little video together like I normally do for the May birthdays, y'all. And also be expecting the card. April birthdays, I'm sorry. Y'all daggone birthday cards are sitting on my nightstand. I just did not take them to the post office. I'm sorry. Y'all just gonna get them late. I apologize. Trust me. Next year, I'm automating all of this to make sure that stuff gets sent out in a certain time frame. So I'm working through Hallmark to work all of that out. Because I don't need to be telling y'all happy birthday in the card and y'all get it in May and y'all birthday was in April. That ain't right. Let's see. Keisha says, I just asked the lady at the gas station, has she ever got pretty privilege? And she says she gets it all the time. She just got a $20 tip today. Well, what the hell she doing at the gas station, Keisha? She ain't a lizard, is she? What y'all call a lizard? What the truck drivers call a lizard? A lot lizard. She ain't a lot lizard, is she? That's part of the reason why she got the $20 tip. But I'm curious to know what she got. What did she do at the gas station that warranted the tip is what I want to know. Because the only jobs I could think of at the gas, and I'm only thinking a regular gas station. I'm not talking about like a big, truck stop or whatever, but a regular gas station. People are not pumping gas anymore. People pump their own gas. Not like in New York and some of those places where you can pull up in self-serve or you can pull up in full service, where they check your oil and all that stuff. So is this that type of gas station you talking about? Because if all she doing is ringing you up for what you paying for, how does that warrant a tip? I got a $20 tip today. Okay, what she have on? Second of all, one, what was she doing? And two, what did she have on? I put it that way. Was she showing the tatas or was she showing the hams? Is just all I need to know. Reaper says, I'm in Miami, so it's different out here. Oh, you right. the ladies got it all on lockdown there, Reaper. I got you. I got you. And those who don't have it will go get the surgery to make sure that they do have it. So I totally get it. Steve Affinity said, I think a negative is that I notice I get babied at times by older people, which isn't always a problem, but I'm still an adult at the end of the day. We're talking about pretty privilege and you talking about babies and stuff. Are you trying to take a jab at me and your daddy? That's all I'm trying to say. I just want to know if that's what you're doing. Because we talking about pretty privilege. We ain't talking about treating you like you a baby. Or are you saying because you look young? Now that's different from pretty. Because you can be young and ugly. You don't have to be young and pretty. You can be young and ugly, so it's not the same thing. So maybe that's what you're referring to. Cruz Bolero said, I just never got any. I'm okay with it though. I think that you did, Renee. I think you just don't know. What's going on, Mickey? What's going on? Thank you so much for being here so much. Thank you so much, so much. And for those of you in the chat, please hit that like button if you have not. Let me see. She says happy Saturday. And again, because I know other people came into the chat, happy Mother's Day to everyone that is a mother in this chat, whether you are a biological or a representation, adopted mother, or whatever, a stand-in mother. Happy Mother's Day. Let me see. Keisha said, I have never gotten pretty privileged. Stop lying. Why are you lying, Keisha? She just wants somebody to talk about it. See, this what folks that be like when they pretty, they be trying to act like they ain't. That's why I think Renee's saying this too. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never gotten no pretty privilege. I've never gotten pretty privilege. Stop lying. Both of y'all, you know, they be like all humble, like, no, I don't think so. Those are the ones you know be getting it. Okay, those are the ones you know, because both of them got the cheekbones. Both of them. Both of them got the cheekbones. Both of them got all the facial features and everything. They doing all of that. So whatever, Keisha and Renee, I don't believe you. I think you did. I think you did. You could tell me no, but I'm gonna say you did. Dark Theme says, while pretty privilege benefits women because of appearance, privilege for men is usually valued by financial status and appearance. That is true. Now, I don't know though, Nathan. I don't know, Dark Theme, because there are some ugly men with money who get all the girls. They get privilege. So do you think it's more so the looks for them or the money for them? For the men. And we about to get there in a minute. So just save that answer for a minute, but just keep that in your head. When I ask y'all that question, go ahead and put it in the chat at the top. Okay, so Rod says most of the pretty privilege I've witnessed happened in the workplace. Okay, I've seen people with no skills, no abilities, given opportunities due to physical attributes and choice of clothing styles. Okay, for the men or the women, or both. I need to know that because that makes a difference. Because if you get, you know, like I said, depends on who the boss is, who's doing the hiring, who's doing whatever, that makes a difference. So is that for men or women or both, Rod? Let me see here. Jerry Allen says, my thoughts are pretty people have infidelity issues. So if he finds someone else thinks so too. Don't nobody want something nobody else wants. Think about that. Would you want something that nobody else wants? Or do you want something that nobody wants? Which one is it? Because if you think about it, I don't think that's the case. I think that it shouldn't matter if other people want them or not. Now, will they have more options? Yes. So will that mean that this competition for you is all up to that person? It has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with the other person trying to get play. It's a matter of that person and whether they're making it a competition for you. But I don't think that infidelity issues has anything to do with whether someone's pretty or not, because there's some ugly suckers who are out there, women and men, that is getting it on the side and not a problem. Because like I said, it goes back to, what do you think is pretty, attractive? Really, that's really what it didn't sound all that great to put in the title, attractive. But everybody's level of attractiveness is very different. And we about to get into that because we're going to talk about that. There's tiers to this. Okay, there's tiers to pretty privilege. Okay. Let me see. TJ laughing at Tony. I know, right? TJ, he just came in here talking about, I'm fine, devastating, sexy. Hey, if I was a woman, I'd give me a shot too. What? Okay. Dr. says, for men, typically is what kind of car does he drive? How well does he dress? Yeah, superficially, yeah. But as we all know, that does not necessarily determine the man's ability to provide. That's all I'm going to say, because most women who look at that It's a natural instinct. Women, when they're looking for a mate, are looking for certain key character, certain key core values, things that a man must do for her family. Okay, not just her, but her family. I'm talking about good women. I ain't talking about all women. You got some crazy women out there who don't know what the hell they want. So it's natural that a woman wants somebody that can protect her, a woman that can teach her some things, a man that can help provide, and it won't be that both of them are out there struggling to the point where they can't even enjoy each other because they're too busy working. They want somebody who can sustain the house if she's down, and it's the same thing vice versa, right? A man should be able to have a woman even if she's not out there. He may not want her to work right away, but does she have the skill set that if he fall, that she can go out there and help keep the household up too? So it's a two-edged sword here. And you know, what he drives a lot of time determines status. All that says to me is you got a high ass car note, unless you tell me it's paid for. And then I'm just gonna dig a little deeper. Oh, it's paid for. You're not paying the car note. Did someone give it to you, or did you buy it on your own? And if you bought it on your own, where you living? Because if your car costs more than your damn house or your mortgage, then you got a problem. That means you got money problems, and I don't need to be hooked up with that. That's all I'm saying. So I think that some people, yes, most women, they look at the status, they look at what they drive and what they're wearing and think that somebody has money, and that person could be in so much debt. Look at orange man. That's all I got to say. I'm not saying his name. I'm just gonna say the orange man. Stay broke, bankruptcy, and everything, but always in business. That's all I got to say. Ross said, from a male standpoint, we'd have to give pretty privilege a different name because a gentleman, intelligent, well-groomed, and attentive can often trump the pretty boy image. That is true. That is true, but you gotta read, but that is usually that part is just like saying that a woman who is super fine can be out trumped by a woman who may not be as fine, but they got their head on their shoulders, they're educated, they have their own thing, they don't want anything, they're very genuine from the heart and all this type of stuff. But you got to get there to know all of that first. So pretty privilege usually comes at a face value. It doesn't come from, oh, I know you, right? It doesn't come from, I know about you. I didn't build a relationship with you yet, right? So how can you determine all of that? Yes, he can be well groomed, but that attentive part, there has to be a relationship for to understand if they're attentive or not, right? They have to be, if they're a gentleman, you got to give them opportunities to be a gentleman. But like first impressions, the only thing you're gonna know is how fine they are, and listen to them to see if they're intelligent enough. And that's it. So, but I agree with that. Yes, that is true. You can pretty much, those things come in time though. You actually build relationships. Those are people who end up together because they built a relationship, but they may not have been the person that they would have automatically chosen out the room until they got a chance to know them. So Rod talking about preach Tony, whatever. Hello, Noam. You plays. I'm sorry if I can't say your name correctly. Noah MW plays. That's just what I'm gonna say. If it's pronounced differently, please put it in the chat. I'm insecure, so I would just feel like I don't deserve him. Are you serious? Come on, stop it. You got to think highly of yourself. And a lot of times that's what's attractive to people. And, because to me, attractive to me, because I've had a couple of, now I'm married to, a pretty boy. He calls himself pretty boy back in the day. He handsome. Okay. My husband is very handsome. But that I did not always pick the most handsome dude growing up because mine was all about actions. I didn't trust first appearances. I gave him hell when me and him first started talking. You can ask him about that. I gave my husband hell. Okay. I was like, and so what? Like I, I need you to back that up, basically. But don't be insecure, because if you're insecure, then they don't see that as attractive. You can get a woman who is the total opposite of what a man would normally choose in the room, but if your attitude and you're confident and so forth, they will come to you first before they even go to that person. I'm just being honest with you. So don't be too insecure. It said, I'm on my brother's phone. Oh, okay. What's up, Rod? It's Tony. They laughing now. Cashier. She was a cashier and they tipped her for what? For ringing up their stuff right? Yeah, that was nothing but that. Now, according to you, Keisha, was she pretty? Was she pretty? T Infinity said, you'd be surprised at people giving you money for nothing but being pretty. You don't have to do anything enticing. Yeah. Your daddy did that too. Yeah, he gave me money, but he wanted this. He wanted this. That's why he gave me money. He wanted this. What about all young women at work at Hooters? Okay, do understand this, Tony. Hooters is a place where you're working for tips. Okay, I don't care what nobody say. When you're working for 4 tips, the most prettiest needs to be, they got to make sure that they doing their thing. They got to make sure that they bra perks them up just right. Make sure that the shorts fit just right. It is what it is. Come on now. You said Hooters. Come on now. That is a 4-tip job. You tip based on what type of service you're giving. If they want you at the table more often, then they may or may not tip you as much, but you're gonna get some tips. Okay, if you let them smack it every now and again, they'll probably give you more. Tony said, my 15-year love the wings at Hooters. My 15-year-old loves the wings at Hooters. Lord have mercy. I'm sure he does. Keisha said, I couldn't think of one incident. Keisha, you and Renee, whatever. What's going on, Fats? Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, Tony. Fats, Tony in here talking about he had a problem with pretty privilege all his life. He was just fine and his body was just devastating and sexy, and the women couldn't resist him. Just want to let you know. Was that you too, Fats? Is that you? Because I'm an axe tree. Tony said, Keisha, no, she lying. Jerry Allen says, we had to call patients with their lab results. She erased her message and claimed to have called them what? But when patients would call about it upset, I had to clean up her message. But when I told the boss, nothing was ever done to her. Oh, that part. So it wasn't about the patients. You're talking about she got privilege from her errors were overlooked, is what you were saying. Y'all give me 1 second. So her errors were overlooked is basically what you were saying. Okay. So that's something that one is dangerous. And you sure they wasn't smashing? I'm just saying. You sure they wasn't smashing? I'm just saying, because that might be it too. Let me see. That's why the guy used her wash rag at the house, because she had pretty Tony, where is Mindy? Rod said women. Okay, they were women. Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's the way it is. I don't care what nobody say. When you're pretty, you get more attention. I put it that way. You get more attention, you get more time. Okay, so even if you are smart, it's helpful to have an edge of being attractive, because the attractiveness is what gets people to pay attention. Then you show them everything else, because you're not going to get to know everything else until then. With cheating, it's all about access. ugly people can get access to, just not as much as more attractive people. That is correct. Until the pretty person can't perform as best as the ugly person. That's all I'm saying. Once the actions come into play, that makes a difference. That makes a difference. Let me see. Keisha said, "Yeah, you real irresponsible if your car costs more than your house." That's what I'm saying. Exactly. What's going on, Tony Man 136? Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Charisma can carry one much farther than pretty privilege, in my opinion. That is true, because it keeps people engaged with you. It makes people want to be around you for a different reason other than what you look like. And sometimes your charisma can overshadow, similar to like what Rob was saying. If you have charisma, you're well groomed, you're pleasing to be around, eventually that other pretty person will lose its value. That is true. Let me see. Tony said, "Woman love a man in uniform." I know. I'm married to one. But guess what? Even when I wasn't married to him and I had previous husband or whatever, they all wore uniforms. So guess what uniform meant for me? I didn't care what you look like in the uniform. Those meant benefits. Now that's a fact right there. If you wear a uniform, that means benefits. I don't care if you working at the damn Piggly Wiggly. I don't care if you working at Wendy's. I don't care if you working at wherever you at. That means you got benefits while you working there. It's just that there are certain uniforms that say you got the benefits after you finish working there. The other ones is you only got them while you're there. So to me, uniform translates to benefits. Prince said the beautiful ones always smash the picture. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Hey, Big Rick, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Let me see. Okay, Fat said when I was young. Okay, he was a stud too when he was young. Okay, Fats know what I'm talking about. Whatever, Tony. Okay, I got you. Okay, so now let's go ahead because we got, what is it? Not too much long, because I'm not gonna keep y'all tonight too long. So let's talk about when someone's pretty, attractive, whatever. There's certain things that you'll dismiss. Like, I mean, there's certain things where when you're not pretty, that will irritate you, that if a pretty person did it, it may not. Like, oh, they breathe wrong, you know. Or when you date them, you know, one person can step out, they'll be forgiven, the pretty one, but then the one that didn't will get agitated or whatever. What else? However, where if a pretty one texts you in the middle of the night and you sleep, you may be like, oh, that was so cute. And then the other one who is not so cute, you be like, why are you calling me at this time of night? You know I'm asleep. I'm just saying. That is just how it goes sometimes. That's just how it goes. So who do you think benefits the most from pretty privilege, women or men? And think about all the scenarios. I just want put a W in the chat for women, a M in the chat for men. Which one you think benefit the most? Okay. You know, because yeah, women may benefit, but they also get judged harder too for being pretty. And just letting you know that. And men, if they're attractive and got money, then it's over. That's game is done. You know, now do know there's different levels to all of this. So while y'all putting y'all M's and W's in the chat, you know, we also got your light skin versus dark skin, your slim versus thick versus plus size, your Instagram pretty versus real life pretty. You know, there's tiers to it. You know, there's tiers like a like a subscription plan that nobody signed up for. And speaking of subscribe, and like if y'all haven't already, if anyone's looking, you in the bushes, hit that like button for me, please. And if you like content such as this, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Hit like and subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Now there's some stuff that y'all probably don't want to hear. Is Some people complain. Now I'm gonna put it to you this way. So y'all put the M's and W's in the chat. After I put the M's and W's in the chat, do you think pretty privilege should be good or bad? Do you think pretty privilege is good or pretty privilege is bad? Put a G if it's good, a B if it's bad. I'll give y'all a second. Keisha says men. She also said, I'm glad you say hit the like button because I'd be so excited I forgot. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, please do, because and a lot of times it depends on where you're watching from. And the reason why I say it during is because when I look at my analytics, most of the people who watch me on a TV. And there's a lot of people that once they turn on their TV, they're not touching that remote. They're not touching that remote to just, click the up arrow and then the thumbs up is over there and they click it and they like it. Some people don't even know the like button that they can like they can like or subscribe or, do anything from their TV. They may not know. So a lot more of the people who watch my channels, both of them are watching from the TV. And then the rest of them will watch from watch mobile. And that's part of it. And then some watch from the computer. So, but the majority is from the TV. So, when you all are looking at your analytics, look and see how people are watching. And that gives you an idea of if you think like, oh, wow, people viewed it, but where's my likes? Well, it all depends on how they look at you, look at your channel. If they're looking at it through a different method, it may not be as easy as it is on your phone or on your computer to hit the like button because those buttons are not steadily in front of you when it's showing on the TV. You have to actually make sure that the bottom grid pops up so you can see the thumbs up, so they may not do it. But thank you so much for hitting the like button. Let me see. Okay, she said B. She said that men. Oh, bad. She said bad. She said she think pretty privilege is bad. Of course, there's always the pretty people who think that, right? The problem is when you go hit the like button, you have to go outside a live chat to hit it and then come back in. Well, it depends if you're looking at it vertically or horizontally. Horizontally, the like button's always there. The subscribe is always there. But if you happen to look at it from the vertical side, then yes, you sort of like have to make the screen come down, hit the like button, and then come back up in it. But you're right. That is correct. That's why most of the time I try not to go vertical. The views and stuff don't count the same way. So, I usually don't, because most of the time it's usually two people here, and vertical doesn't do well with two people on one screen. You get half their faces showing. So, okay, so while you all are doing that, let's talk about friends, your friends and stuff who in terms of pretty privileges. Like, do you have any friends that get pretty privilege? All friend groups got one. The one who gets all the attention, the one who gets approached first, the one who always gets, you're so pretty, and then the rest of the group is like, yeah, she cute, or he I. And then like in group pictures, there's always that one person getting like 100 comments, and so forth, and everyone else is just getting the heart. So to me, with the pretty privilege whole thing, I think that it's really just a matter of perception, how you think about individuals. Because when you think about certain individuals, it's all really about, do you think they're pretty? Like, what do you think, they got what they did? Why do you think they got what they got, basically? And that's pretty much it. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. I was taking these out. All right. I think, let me see, it's 8:57. We're almost done. I'm down to the bottom of the chat. Let's see here. Is there anybody who been let's put it like this. Who gets it? Well, I guess that was answered earlier. Um, but does personality cancel out pretty privilege or not? I know we talked about how someone is groomed and so forth, but what about their personality? If you have a person who is ugly, but their personality is addictive, versus someone who is pretty or handsome and their personality is just not all of that, who you think is going to get the most attention? While you're doing that, let me go ahead and bring up. I wanted to let you all know that House of X has their back to school. And I just wanted to show and share. Let me see, share their QR code. If you are, please give to the, where is my stuff? Oh, there it goes. So on the screen, you actually see a QR code. For those of you looking at it via TV, do that. If not, someone please well, if you're on your phone, take a screenshot of the QR code. So basically, this is the QR code if you would like to donate for back to school. House of X conducts a fundraiser all throughout the year for once a year back to school. So they collect all throughout the year, getting ready for back to school. And they also have QR codes here as well. So if you want to support the cause, like maybe you just want to donate some funds, then you would make sure you donate, use the QR code to the left. And then the one over to the right, I actually created an extra one on my screen. I didn't really realize they had a QR code on there. Let me go ahead and take this off so it doesn't confuse you all. And then the one over to the right is if you want to order directly the supplies directly, and then the supplies will automatically go to Watson and Leo for them to get all the packages together. Right now, they need a lot more book bags. They need a lot of the smaller book bags, the ones like for like the younger kids, like, kindergarten through fifth grade, versus the real big ones for like middle school and high school. So just FYI, that is really what they need right now. There's other things on that list, but from what he shared with me was they really need to beef up the actual book bag count. So with that stated, please go ahead and donate to the third annual cosplay back to school fundraiser, sponsored by House of X. If you want to donate, you can donate Cash App on your left-hand side, and then on the right where it says supplies, you can click that QR code and it will take you to, I think it's Amazon and or Target. I think you get to choose which one it goes to. I think it's just Amazon right now instead of Target. It was Target last year, but just so you know, but please know that they really need whatever supplies they need. They're really short. But they need those supplies. The actual back to school event is on August 22nd. So they try to get everything in at least by the ending of July. So they have at least 2 to 3 weeks to get everything together. So please share this out. Make sure to take a screenshot where you can get the information and do what you need to do later. If not, just, scan it with your phone. But thank you so much for that. Now let's go ahead and get back to the chat. I think that is it for the chat for this evening. So I am going to be up out of here. I want to say thank you all for coming. I want to give y'all an update on what's coming up. So please note that we have live and direct on Monday. It will be on TNT Connect instead of Event Shores of Spirits. It'll be on TNT Connect. And this will be part 2 of Why Men Don't Commit. And then on Tuesday, TJ and Juan will be running Tuesday Libations. They're going to be making the cocktails for Tuesday Libations, giving me a break next week. Well, that's mainly because I have things to do at work. So with all that said, Please, before you go, go and don't forget, after this live is over, go into the regular comment section after this live and just share a personal story of when pretty privilege either was justified or unjustified in your experience. I'm just curious to see how everyone has played a role in this pretty privileged thing. So with all that said, you all have a good evening, and I'll see you next time. See you. Bye.